just raced home. Had an acupuncture session. It's another beautiful sunny day. Apologies if I kick this table every now and then. And so I'm going to read another daily reflection today. I will wait a couple of minutes for some people to come on before I start. And while I'm waiting, I'm just going to take some deep breaths and also, and then also read over it and reflect on it quickly first. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, today's one is definitely something that I'm practicing with my daughter. About expressing hurt feelings, expressing how we feel, and how we can, rather than blame others, we can express it in a way like, I feel this, rather than like, you did this. Like, when this happened, this is how I felt. And so when we do that, it is turning it more about how we're feeling rather than what like someone is doing. And I'm wearing sunglasses today because I felt like it, and because of the sun. And yeah, anyway, so I'll get into today's reflection, and then I'll reflect on the reflection. So today's reflection is called Express Hurt Feelings Directly. So hurt is an expression of vulnerability. We tend to mask it with defensiveness and blame, because being vulnerable is opening up, and so it's easier if we can blame others. Hello, Megan Pachiku. And so, the plane's going over. Just checking what type of plane it is. I love planes. So, yeah, we tend to mask vulnerability with defensiveness and blame. So it is important to express feelings of hurt directly, and if possible in a non-blaming way. So we can say, I felt really hurt when you didn't ask me to go with you, as opposed to, you don't care about my feelings, or you don't care about me. And so risking the exposure of our true feelings by saying how we actually felt, even hurt or sad feelings, can be scary, but it creates openness, sharing, and intimacy that we actually crave when we actually express the feeling rather than the action. And so the affirmation to go with that is, I am embracing and expressing my vulnerability. Hello, Fish. And so, yeah, what I found really interesting in today's one is, because I have a daughter, so I'm always trying to get her to express the underlying emotion under the action, because, it might be like, you don't care about me because this or whatever, and it's like, I'm there going, I totally care about you, like, so much. But then it's really more like, when this happened, I felt like this. Therefore, now in my mind, I think you don't care about me. But the more we can actually express the vulnerability, there'll be a vulnerability behind the action that upset us. the action of something that someone did. We will be feeling something, so the more we can express the feeling underneath, which is the vulnerable side of us, rather than being like, when you did this, rah rah rah, or like, you made me this, you made me this. Because if we're using blame and any type of calling out the action or anything, then we're actually kind of pushing away what's going on underneath, and we're kind of turning it on the other person when we actually look and be like, oh, when this happened, I actually felt rejected, or I actually felt unloved at that moment. And so rather than being like, you don't love me, or you don't care about me, or rah rah rah, it's more reflecting inwards and being like, oh, I felt a little bit hurt when that happened, and actually being, hey, when this happened, or when like, and I try not to be like, you like, you did this. It's more like, when you didn't do blah blah, or when this happened, this is how I felt. And so we're actually going to the feeling and how we felt underneath whatever it was, and then we're labeling we're being vulnerable, and we're putting out how we actually felt. And so then hopefully, everyone is different, and they're on their different paths of healing. Hello, Shay Benji, and Side Cash Talks. Thank you. Let me guess, you're Australian. I am from New Zealand. I'm Kiwi, actually. Yeah, so when you are expressing the emotion or the feeling, then hopefully, I mean, as I said, everyone's on their own journey of where they are in their healing journey, or where they are in, their own awareness, or their consciousness. Then then the person, you would hope so, would then turn around and reflect, oh, right, I didn't realize that is how I made you feel, or when because we always like reflect on ourselves, when I did this, it made you feel like that. Now, that may have not been my intention, but the more I can then go, okay, and understand it, so then I can have an understanding, like, that's actually not how I meant for you to feel, so I can be a little bit more aware of that myself. And then, just expressing the vulnerability underneath the emotion, and this anger or the sad feeling. So, fellow New Zealand. Nice. Oh, hi, Michael Reeds. How are you? Thank you for joining. He does some great reading on his channel as well. So with the so we're just talking about expressing hurt feelings, and how if someone does something and we feel a certain way, how we can address the vulnerability and the emotion underneath, rather than being like, you did this and you don't care, or you don't love me, or you rah rah rah. Because like, then we're attacking the other person, and anyone who gets attacked, like, we don't like being attacked, so generally we attack back. So it's more when you come from I am experience sadness or abandonment, or I'm feeling rejected, or that takes a huge amount of vulnerability to actually say how we're feeling when things happen. It's it can be really uncomfortable, because then we have to express that vulnerability and that actual feeling underneath what's happening. We can express it, and then put ourselves out there, and that can feel a little bit raw and exposed. We can feel exposed and open, and so generally you would hope that the other person would take on that what you're saying, because our feelings are valid to us and it's our reality. Everyone is in their own reality, our own side of the coaster. You know, whatever side of the coaster is, you're the one seeing that side and the other person seeing the other side. So you're both seeing different things, but you're both right in your own world and reality. So my testimony is healing for others. Oh, nice, very cool. Yes, I do. Emily. I wrote your name down. How are you? Yeah, so don't react, respond. Yeah, exactly, Iron Lion. So it's a really good thing, and I'm learning this with my daughter because she's coming up with, you know, she had a real screaming match at me this morning, and I was like, I'm going to listen to everything she has to say because I feel like she wants to get it all out. She said lots of things, and she was just like, rah, 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 when you do this angry, da, 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 you don't care, you da, 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 and I was like, wow. And I was like, okay, none of those are true in my mind, but in her mind, she's obviously needing me to show up a bit differently, and so I can kind of take note and be like, how can I, you know, give her the love that she needs, because everyone's love language is different. If you've read the book of 5 love languages, it's so good. Everyone should read that before they ever have a relationship. So and really just understanding her love language is different to mine, and how I can show up better for her. And so I feel like in any type of relationship, this can be romantic, this can be with your family, this can be a work relationship. Everyone has different needs and feelings. So the more we can listen to each other and be aware and understand their feelings, even though it might, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm always, you know, mum, you know, you feel like you're never quite doing anything right. But that's okay, like, you know, we're learning, and as long as we're constantly working on ourselves and growing and trying to understand and be better, we can just keep doing what we can. And so really listening to others' feelings and understanding that, okay, and you know, there's also times when maybe you're just mismatched, sorry, and maybe not in alignment, especially if it's like a romantic thing or something. Sometimes you're not quite in alignment. Family, it's obviously a bit different because, you know, they're family, but you can still have boundaries, like really good boundaries in place. Children, it's, you know, well, we've chosen that path, so how can we show up and be the best parents for them, and you know, give them what we can, but also have the boundaries that we can. So yeah, so that's really today's reflection, is just how we can be vulnerable and express what's really going on under the sadness and the anger, and how we can listen to others, you know, when people are using this type of communication. You know, if, for instance, if she's like, you made me do this, and I was like, well, no, I didn't make you do anything, but you obviously you feel like because of what I did that you had to do that. So can we turn it around and come back into our power, because no one makes you do anything. Unless I'm like, you must do the dishes. But it's like, this was her, a feeling she was feeling. And I was like, I don't make anyone, you know, we don't make anyone do anything. That's a feeling we feel. So when you did this, I felt this, rather than you made me feel this way. It's just changing the way we say it. And so I'm trying to teach her, Namaste, Michael Reeds, I'm trying to teach her this at an early age, which is interesting. But the more we can do this with people around us and relationships, any type of relationship, I feel like it's really important, and just communicate what's actually the vulnerability and the feeling underneath everything. So yes, that was today's reflection and expressing hurt feelings directly. And thank you everyone for joining me. I will be doing another one tomorrow at 1 and Friday, and I might have to skip Saturday and Sunday because I've got a bit on this weekend, but yeah, hope to see you back again for the next couple of days. Namaste, have a great, fabulous day. Wishing everything amazing stuff from you. Sorry, I'm just going to read this before I go. That's why they say truth hurts, being vulnerable, being truthful. Sorry, it's really like hard to see the phone. Others' comfort zone make them believe you love them even more. Yes, Terry. Yes. Yeah, I feel like I want to go more into this type of stuff, so, but I'm going to leave it today. Time zones. Yes, anyway, I'll leave it as that because, yes, that's what I'll do. But hopefully I'll see you guys back again, and have a great day. Bye.